Welcome back, Weather Reconnaissance Team, to another weekly Weather Recon briefing. I'm your host, once again, Russ Parsons, and I'm always thrilled to be here with you today. Today's Monday, July 28th, 2025. I'm bringing you the latest on what Mother Nature has in store for us. Coming to you live from Parsons, Kansas, southeast Kansas, where it's mostly sunny and about 95 degrees outside. We are going to kick things off by reviewing some of the significant severe weather events from the past 7 days. Let's get started. All right. The title shot here, the picture, that's actually looking west down Main Street in Parsons, Kansas, here in southeastern Kansas, the town that I live in. And nope, it's not named after me. We'll get into that on another episode of this in the future. But let's get right into the severe weather. Well, shoot. Let's see here. Let's try this again. Having some technical difficulties. All right. Here's last week's severe weather map. Pretty much most of the weather from the last 7 days. Start with the northern plains up here in this area. Had several severe thunderstorms that pose a threat with potential for large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. And up in that area, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Northern and central plains in the Midwest, the weekend of July 26th to the 7th saw a cluster of severe storms, including 3 reported tornadoes in rural areas and widespread wind and hail damage across eastern South Dakota. Up here in this area, Kansas City area received record rains and flash flooding that prompted water rescues on Friday, July 25th, indicated by the green circles here. We also continued the widespread heat wave. Prolonged and intense heat wave impacted a large portion of the U.S., including the Great Plains from July 21st to the 25th. Had some dangerous heat conditions. National Weather Service warned of daily highs near 100 degrees Fahrenheit and feels like temperatures potentially exceeding the 110 to 115 degrees due to high humidity. Over 60 million people were under heat alerts across the southern plains, including the areas of the Great Plains. The heat dome, a strengthening heat dome over the Mississippi and Ohio valleys, was responsible for triple-digit temperatures extending from Kansas to Mississippi. Many Oklahoma and eastern Texas counties were already under heat advisories and were at risk for hazardous heat through July the 30th. So once again, had some severe storms pretty much from Kansas all the way up through Nebraska and North and South Dakota. The diamond shapes, the darker pinks here indicates larger hail, smaller hail, still severe hail, but a little bit smaller hail in the lighter purples and pinks. Had a few tornado reports here in western Nebraska and eastern South Dakota, with several flooding reports, like I mentioned, with all that here in the Kansas City area, central Kansas, few reports scattered throughout Nebraska and South Dakota. So that's your severe weather from last week. Let's jump on in to some of the hazards that we're looking at coming up this next 7 days. well, let's say 5 days, Monday through Friday, is what this forecast represents here. Mainly heavy rainfall, northern Kansas, Nebraska, and all the way up into South Dakota. We'll get into the reasoning for that here in just a slide or two. The next slide will bring our surface analysis. This is the forecast for 7 o'clock this evening. Ongoing as we speak right now, we do have some severe storms that have developed here in eastern South Dakota. These will all form into a line and move off to the east-southeast through Minnesota and northern Iowa. Mainly a wind, very, very severe wind potential due to a derecho. We'll get into the derechos in another episode later on, but it's a long line of storms that'll move eastern, southeast across these states here in the hatched areas across eastern South Dakota and further east into Minnesota and Iowa. It'll be along this low pressure system here, and in the front is what's kicking all these storms off in South Dakota today. There is a moderate risk for severe storms here from eastern South Dakota that extends off into Minnesota and northern Iowa, and that will be from that line of storms with the very strong winds. I believe they were predicting at least up to 75-mile-an-hour winds that will be possible in that line as it develops. There's some individual cells. I don't have the radar image right now, but the last time I looked, there were some cells starting to develop back here in east central South Dakota. Surface analysis for tomorrow at 7 a.m. Includes more rainfall, heavy rainfall, flash flooding possible here in the red hatched areas and the yellow hatched areas, possible severe storms here in Nebraska and western South Dakota. So more heavy rain along this front here as it sags down through Nebraska tomorrow. The severe thunderstorm outlook for tomorrow includes a slight risk of severe thunderstorms, including southwestern South Dakota and most of the state of Nebraska. So if you live in those areas tomorrow, keep on the lookout for large hail, damaging winds, and possible tornadoes. On Wednesday, the outlook, the flooding slides off to the east a little ways along this stationary front, and the severe outlook pretty much the same areas as Tuesday, tomorrow. On Wednesday, the severe outlook will be in the yellow hatched areas across Nebraska and South Dakota again. The surface this is the severe weather outlook for Wednesday. Marginal risk of severe storms here in eastern Nebraska and northeastern Kansas. Possibility of some severe weather on Wednesday. On Thursday, the surface analysis, this is 7 a.m. Thursday, the forecast includes more rain chances across Kansas, western South Dakota, and western and central Nebraska. The front sags on down into Oklahoma and those areas, and the rainfall will pretty much follow that and kind of come in behind the front on Thursday. On Friday, the front makes its way all the way down into northern Texas. Rain chances in Kansas, western Oklahoma, and the Texas Panhandle. And then again, all the way up, probably getting closer to this warm front that'll be in Wyoming and Colorado. That'll affect North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska with more rain chances up here in that area. And that'll be on this coming Friday. Saturday surface analysis at 7 a.m. Saturday. More rain chances mainly around the Texas area along this front here. It kind of stalls out. It'll stay there for a little bit and back up into Oklahoma. Some smaller chances around Kansas, Nebraska, North and South Dakota. So pretty much kind of a wet end to this particular upcoming week in the Great Plains states, all the way from north to south. Surface analysis for this next Sunday on August the 3rd. We'll have rain chances along this warm front as it slides off to the east across North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas. That'll keep rain in the forecast in these areas. And with thunderstorm chances mainly staying here in Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Eastern Texas along the front down here will include some chances of thunderstorms also, but not quite as much as probably along the warm front up north here. San Antonio, the next 7 days in San Antonio, looks more about the same as we've had here in the past, maybe a little cooler towards the end of the week with some rain chances coming Saturday and Sunday in San Antonio. Highs anywhere from 99 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then down to about 95 on Sunday. So it looks like it's going to stay pretty warm in Texas for this upcoming week. Oklahoma City, they were expecting a high of 103 degrees today. Not quite sure if they got up to that or not. I didn't check on that. Expecting a high of 100 tomorrow and 101 Wednesday. But as you see here towards Friday through Sunday time period, some chances of rain and some cooler temperatures. That's going to be quite a bit cooler than what they have been for the past week or two. In Wichita, Kansas, the next 7 days, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday looks to be the warmest temperatures, 96, 98, 95 for highs. And then the bottom pretty much drops out of the high temperatures Thursday through Sunday, with a high all the way down to 78 predicted on Friday and a low of 63 Friday night. So get out there and enjoy this upcoming weekend. These 20% chances of rain, probably going to be kind of some hit and miss storms, so it's probably not going to affect everybody. So hopefully everybody can get out and enjoy this upcoming weekend where it looks to be a lot cooler from Kansas and north. Looks like a lot cooler than what it has been over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, it hopefully this pans out and we get some cooler temperatures and everybody cools down a little bit and puts this summer heat behind them for a week or so. In Parsons, Kansas, pretty much more of the same. Expected a high of 96 today. I believe we got up to at least 95, if not 96. Tomorrow, 98. Wednesday, 96. And then we get all the way down to 82 degrees on Friday and Saturday with a low of 64 Saturday and Sunday night. 20-30% chances of rain pretty much Wednesday through Sunday. Like I said, the spotty stuff, again, not everybody's going to be affected by these rain chances. Get out there and enjoy this upcoming weekend, folks. Lincoln, Nebraska, they were expecting a high of 100 degrees today and 97 tomorrow on Tuesday. And then anywhere, looks like they'll get down to about 75 degrees for a high on Friday with some rain chances, and 59 degrees for a low on Friday night. So everybody from about Kansas on north is going to see some significantly cooler temperatures. This is going to be very, very welcome. This will pretty much start affecting everybody in those states of Kansas and Nebraska and north from about Thursday through Sunday. Pierre, South Dakota temperatures, they were expecting a high of about 97 today, and looks like a low of 60 for the low temperature of the week On Wednesday night, their temperatures are going to stay in the 80s, it looks like, and then back up to 87 by Sunday in Pierre, South Dakota, with some pretty decent rain chances overnight. Looks like Friday and Saturday night, up to a 40% chance then, and a 60% chance of rain and thunderstorms Tuesday night. And that will be along that front that passes through that area tomorrow. Going up to Minot, North Dakota, they're expecting a 50% chance of rain today, with the front that's up there in that area right now. And then their rain chances go down, and they don't see a whole lot of rain for the rest of the week. They're expecting a high today of 70 and a low. Looks like their low of 55 tomorrow night, Tuesday. And then they'll get back up into the 60s overnight still in North Dakota. The 7-day precipitation forecast. This is July 21st through July 28th. It's the forecast of the total rainfall during that time period. Looks like anywhere from 2.5 to 3 inches here in southern Nebraska, and spottier 1.5 to 2 inches up here in South Dakota areas. Like Kansas predicting probably right around 3/4 to an inch of rain towards the end of the week. During some of those showers and thunderstorms, it'll pop up and down and towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday time frame. It's like the heavy rainfall is going to stay off the east coast of the United States, back over here in not quite sure what's going on here. Okay. The tropical outlook for Monday today for the next 7 days in the Atlantic Ocean. Not a whole lot is expected during the next 7 days in the Atlantic. I've been hearing some chatter on how things are probably going to ramp up here in the next couple weeks. September is usually our peak time of tropical storms and hurricanes in the Atlantic area and the Gulf of Mexico. So we will keep an eye on all this. Like I said here, next 7 days looks to be in the clear for the Atlantic. The Pacific, a little bit more active right now. We've got Hurricane Iona. It's going to slide off to the south of Hawaii. Hawaii is right here in this area. Hurricane Iona is going to slide off to the west from here. Got another little depression, tropical depression here to see. All these storms will move off to the due west and not affect Hawaii at this time. The discussion here includes this hatched area south and west of Mexico, with the X here. This particular formation has a chance of tropical formation through the next 7 days, about a 90% chance that this will become a named storm in the next 7 days. And it looks like it's going to slide more off to the north and west than to the straight west. So this is something we will keep an eye on for the next 7 days. And if it gets any worse than this and decides to affect the West Coast, we will, I'll have a special live broadcast on that. The next thing I want to look at here, our Beyond the Forecast segment, where we take a deeper dive into a weather topic or discuss a broader trend. You too can use, pretty much today I want to cover a website that I use quite often. It's called Pivotal Weather. You can find that website at www.pivotalweather.com. It offers an extensive resource for weather enthusiasts and professionals. Some of the core features of the website include extensive weather model access. The website provides access to a wide array of global and regional weather models. These include the GFS, NAM, HRRR, and the ECMWF, among others. The models are updated frequently and provide high-resolution data. Has several interactive maps, has customizable weather maps with layers for precipitation, temperature, wind patterns, and severe weather indices are also available. These allow detailed visualization of atmospheric conditions. Has several advanced tools. The platform provides advanced tools such as QT soundings for analyzing atmospheric stability, storm tracking capabilities for monitoring severe weather, CAPE analysis for evaluating potential thunderstorm strength, and also snowfall accumulation forecasts. You can animate all these maps so you can actually see hour by hour of what they're forecasting. These weather models are actually forecasting over time. You can put the forecasts into loops that show the evolution of a single model run over time. You can also show the model trend mode, which visualizes how different runs of a model have shifted for a specific forecast time, helping to identify trends and uncertainty. You can compare the modes that display the latest runs from different models or specific runs from selected models side by side for comparison. Animations can be exported as GIFs with customizable settings. Pivotal Weather aims for user friendliness. A new beta website with an even more intuitive interface and mobile accessibility is in development. This ensures access to crucial weather data wherever you are. Pivotal Weather offers a platform with data and tools for weather knowledge and decision making. I encourage all my listeners out there and viewers of this at Russ's Weather Recon to actually check out this website and give it a try. I will probably do I'm not sure when I'll get around to it, but I have it in my plans to actually give to do a tutorial on this website. Shows how it works. The image here on the left, this showed a forecast from the GFS model. These are the temperatures that it was forecasting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And you can go on into the future by several days on this. It's not going to be accurate whenever you get out to, say, 6-7 days. I mean, this will go out to probably 2 to 3 weeks out. But once you get past a week, it's probably not going to be as accurate. I mean, it's something you want to look at over time on a daily basis and see how accurate these models are actually predicting the weather. And there's several different models, and we'll get into all that later on. You can actually get down to what it's predicting for thunderstorms. This is the storms that the HRRR, the HER model, was predicting up here in South Dakota at 7 o'clock this evening. These storms had already developed before the 7 o'clock time period. Some of them supercells and all that good stuff. But yeah, you can actually get on there and look at what the radar may possibly look like into the future. And all this is for free. They do have a paid version, but you can still get all this for free. There may be some ads and stuff on the page, but it is well worth a look. I encourage all my listeners to take a look at this page and use some of the tools that some of the professionals are using out there. This pretty much wraps up this week's weekly weather recon briefing. I want to thank you all for tuning in, staying weather aware. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to the weather. You can always stay up to date by following me on YouTube at Russ's Weather Recon and Facebook at Russ Weather Recon for additional resources and detailed forecasts. Join me next week for another reconnaissance mission into the atmosphere. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, enjoy the weather, whatever it may be.